What's up, Forex for Beginners family? Okay, so today we're going to be going over this guy right here, Hugo's Way, MetaTrader 4. Today I'm going to show you how to choose a currency pair, how to open and close a trade, and set a stop loss and take profit. So right here, we're going to go ahead and double click on Hugo's Way, MetaTrader 4, and we're going to let it load up. That last sound you heard, that means you're connected. Also, if you look down at the bottom right, you should see this number changing. It's showing 9/0, 10, now 10 kilobytes per second. So this is just showing you, if you see some numbers moving there, we're connected. You could also click on it and it'll show you what you're connected to, and it'll show some sort of milliseconds. That just means you're connected. So as long as you see some sort of numbers here, that's all you care about. And then also on the left hand side here, make sure you're on the trade tab. You should see a balance here of whatever size demo account you created. But what I'm going to show you one thing is, when some of you guys may have just installed MetaTrader 4, so you might not actually see this yet. Your window might actually look kind of cluttered like this. So if your screen looks like this, we don't want it like this. This is what happens when you initially install it. It kind of displays everything. So what we'll do here is, see this right here? There's a little X mark right here. We're going to close all these windows. So see this little X here. There's another X here, X here. We're going to go and close all of these. So hit an X right there, hit an X again. There's another X right here. There's another X right there. This window we can leave open. There's a lot of tabs down here. We just want it to show trade. Another way to open all those windows, you can go right here. So we're just going to practice. See, I'm up here right now. So just click on this one as well, click on all of these, and you'll see it'll open up a bunch of things, but we want to close them. So we're gonna again deselect them. It should automatically close all these windows. The only one we want open is right here, this guy right here. So click on that one and you'll see this window here. What you can also do is, if you bring your mouse over to here and left click and hold, you can actually scroll this larger or make it smaller. We're going to make it about that size right there. Not too big, not too small. Okay, and then here, make sure you're on trade and you should see your account balance, and you should also on the right side here see your profit loss. Right now it shows 0 because we don't have any trade open. So just have it on the trade tab. Also, this is the other tab I use, account history. You can scroll up. This just shows you trades that you've opened and closed in the past. For the future, when you open and close trades, this is where you can come under account history and look at past open and closed trades. So we're just going to click back on trade, and we're going to go up here and slide it down by clicking with our left mouse button and dragging, and we're just going to keep it that size here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to choose a currency pair. So we're going to click on this guy right here, this little arrow up and down. Right here is, yours might look different than mine. In the next module, I'm going to show you how to add currency pairs here. But don't worry about that. Whatever you have here, you should have GBP USD. So right here, we're going to work on GBP USD. If you don't see GBP USD, you can actually select any one of these. It doesn't matter. So let's assume you have GBP USD there. I want you to, with your mouse, left click and go new chart window, and it should open up a new chart like that. So again, if you don't have GBP USD labeled here, you can just go to any one of these, and right now I'm clicking with my left mouse button to select it, but any one of these you can just click with your left mouse button, and then once it's highlighted, just right click with your mouse button. So we're going to right click, it'll bring up this menu, and we're going to go chart window, and that'll open up a new window on the right here. Also, and then now you can just close this, and also right here you can see that I opened a chart twice, and you can toggle between your different charts that are open. So if you want to close this, you can just right click and it'll bring up this menu and hit close. So we're gonna work on this chart here. So GBP USD. So in my next module, I may have made a mistake explaining this one part to you, but I'm going to clarify it right now. So when we trade a currency pair right here, we're trading one currency against another currency. So GBP is the British pound versus the Great British Pound versus the US dollar. So what that means is, I'm going to bring up this little window here that I Googled. So GBP USD. So what does this mean? So it means so GBP is the base currency. You should have learned about this in Baby Pips. If you haven't completed Baby Pips, please go back and complete Baby Pips. I know there's a lot of information there, and some of you may want to skip it, but honestly, Baby Pips is the first thing I learned, and it gives you a good base foundation, and it's completely free. I suggest you complete Baby Pips. Okay, so right now, so GBP USD. So GBP is the base currency. So what that means is, say, for example, you go on vacation and you're going to, say London, and you're going to buy the British pound. So your base currency is GBP. So you want to buy GBP. So say you want to buy $1 or £1, I should say, of 1 British pound. You would have to produce or give them 1.27 US dollars for 1 British pound. So your base currency is GBP, and the second currency you're trading is for USD. So if you want 1 GBP, so if you want 1 pound, you are going to have to produce or give them 1.27 US dollars. So just remember that when you're trading, the first currency is the base currency, and USD is the second currency in this example. So what I want to draw your attention to here. So it says the current price of one. So sorry, up here on the top left, we're at GBP USD. So for 1 GBP, so for 1 pound, we would have to produce or give them the wherever you're buying British pound from, you'd have to give them 1.27 US dollars to get 1 British pound. So just keep that in mind. So the first currency is the base currency, and it's always $1 or 1 pound. So 1 versus US dollar. So here again, 1 British pound is worth 1.27 US dollars. So just keep that in mind. Also, when you look at a currency pair, that's what it means. Okay, so now that you have that figured out, so what we're going to do is we're just going to, if you're looking up here, we're going to just make sure both of these are clicked. This just moves our chart display over a little bit. So just make sure both of these are selected down. See how it's selected down? So it just kind of centers your chart. And all these little lines here, these squares, is called a grid. We're going to get rid of the grid for now. So just right click, again, just right click on the screen and go to properties. And here where it says show grid, we're going to unclick that and hit OK. So it kind of gets rid of the grid. And then here, these other two buttons I want you to be aware of, it's the zoom in and zoom out. So we're zooming in, and you can see that these lines here, this is actually called a bar graph. We're not going to use the bar graph. We're going to learn reading candlesticks. So if you go up here, make sure that you select candlesticks. This is the one to the left. It is bar chart. This is candlesticks, and this is line chart. I'll show you in a future module when we use line charts, but for now, we're going to use candlesticks. Okay, so we've talked about this. We've talked about setting up the candlesticks. We've talked about the zoom. The next thing I want to show you is here are some drawing tools. We're going to do most of our, well, really all of our chart analysis on TradingView. We're not really going to do any analysis on MetaTrader 4. We only use MetaTrader 4 for opening and closing trades. Using TradingView is more accurate, and you have more tools to mark up the charts and analyze better on TradingView. So MetaTrader 4, this program, we primarily use to open and close trades. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you how to open and close a trade. And it's very simple. So right here where it says new order, I want you to click new order. And then here you can select different currencies, but it'll always be on, the default will be on the same as your chart. So we're on the GBP USD. So I'm going to close this again. When we hit, since we're on the GBP USD chart, if we click new order, it'll automatically be on the same currency pair that we're trading. And then volume, what this means is this is your position size. So when we're buying and selling, volume essentially means how large of a buy or a sell do you want to place. So because we're learning right now, we're going to choose the smallest amount. So 0.01 is the smallest amount you can place a buy or sell. Here we have our stop loss and take profit. You can manually enter a price here, and what a stop loss is say if we're selling, if we decide to place a sell and say that we're wrong and its price is actually increasing, it's not going down, it would hit our stop loss or preset stop loss, and it would close the trade, so we don't have a large loss or a large negative balance. We always want to minimize our negative and let our winning trades go far into profit. But for trading, I want you to really remember this point. In order to be a successful trader, you must have risk management. You must set a stop loss. You always want to, when you place a trade, you want to have a calculated amount of risk versus your reward. So it's always risk to reward. I want to risk, say, $10 and make, $50. And if the trade goes against us, by setting a stop loss, it'll close the trade at, say the trade goes negative $10. It would automatically close the trade. But you can set a dollar amount, and I'll show you how. But here, these numbers right here, it represents over here on the right side. So you can actually put in a, if you're looking at where my cursor is, say if you want to set a stop loss of 1.292, you would enter 1.292. And then you could also set a take profit. So say if our take profit was going to be 1.276, we would enter 1.276. But we're not going to set a stop loss and take profit like this. I rarely you set a stop loss and take profit like this. If you're using MetaTrader on your phone, and we only use MetaTrader 4 on our phone for opening and closing trades and monitoring our trades, but we never do price chart analysis on our phone. It's just, you don't have the tools on your phone or on MetaTrader 4, in my opinion, to do proper chart analysis. We do chart analysis on TradingView, and we'll talk about TradingView in more in depth in another module. So we're going to leave this set at 0 because I'm going to show you a better way to set a stop loss. So let's recap that again. So we're on our base currency right here is our currency pair is GBP USD. We're going to hit new order. It shows GBP USD. We're going to choose 0.01 as our volume or our trade size. We're going to leave the stop loss and take profit at 0. We're not going to put anything in for a comment. And for trade or type, we're always going to set market execution. I can teach you about pending orders later, but for now, we're just going to select market execution. And what that means is it'll immediately, so right away, if we select a sell or a buy, it'll place that trade right away. So market execution means right away. So say we wanted to sell, so we're going to place a sell. So we're just going to click on sell, and you might get if this is the first time you're doing it, you might get a different pop-up saying something about it's like automatically opening and closing a trade. You just want to hit cancel. If you ever get a pop-up, that you only get it once, about we always want a double confirmation. We don't want to just when we hit new order, we don't want it to quickly open a trade. We want it to just have it'll ask us twice when we place a trade. So if you get a weird pop-up right now, just hit cancel. So hit cancel, and we'll try this again. So just go new order, make sure it's GBP USD, our volume is 0.01, stop loss is going to be 0. We're going to set it to market execution, and we're going to hit sell. And normally you will see this screen now, and this is just confirming our trade, what position size and what price we sold at. And so just hit OK. So that's the normal sequence you're going to see when you place a buy or a sell. So as you can see here now, we actually have 2 trades open. I'm going to close one. I'll show you later how to close a trade, but that was essentially it. So right now we have a position open. We have one position open in a sell, and I'm looking over here, and our position size is 0.01. So so right now let's change this to 4-hour time frame. So that means each one of these bars represents 4 hours. In the next module, I'm going to go more into depth on how to read these charts a little bit. But right now, I just want you to learn how to open and close a trade and set a stop loss and take profit. So right now, so see if we set a sell here, I want you to, using your mouse, come to this line, click on your left mouse button and hold. So again, come to this line, click with your left mouse button and hold, and then drag it up. So if you see here on the left, it'll show you a dollar amount. So right now it says -$8, and as I move it up, it changes. And it shows me, see how it says SL? That means stop loss. So so this is -$867, and that's my stop loss. So we use this to, so say we're selling right now, and say if the trade goes against us, I can set my stop loss here of $8.50. And if you let go, it'll bring up this confirmation. It's going to confirm that we wanted to actually set our stop loss at that point, and hit OK. And then hit OK again. And you can see now here, it says stop loss. So now we have a stop loss set at $8 and about $8.30. So if the trade goes, so right now we're in a sell. If we're expecting the price to drop. If the price does not drop, and if it starts going upwards, it'll come and hit our stop loss. And because our stop loss is set at $8.22, I'm just going to cancel that, $8.22. So right here, I'm looking at our account balance. If the trade went against me and hit my stop loss, it would take $8 out of my account. So if I didn't set a stop loss, it might go all the way to here, like, and then, you know, I'm sitting in negative $50, and that's a huge loss. If, say, if this was a $100 account, you don't want to risk 50% of your account when you're working with a $150 account. So this is why we want to set a stop loss. This prevents our account from taking a big loss if we're wrong in the direction of our trade, because right now we're in a sell. We want the price to go down. So okay, so we have a stop loss set at $8, and then the other thing is setting a take profit. So say if we think that price is going to fall to, say, about this level right here, 1.26. So I'm just gonna say we think price is going to fall to this level. We would want to set a stop loss, or sorry, a take profit, and that means when price comes down and hits our take profit, it will close the trade, and that amount will go into our balance here. So I'm just going to delete this line. And how do we set a stop loss? So again, come to this line right here, this green line, and we're going to click on it, and we're going to drag, sorry, I didn't click on it properly. So we're going to click on it with our left mouse button and drag down. So see how over here, see how it says TP? That means take profit. So if we drag it down to here and say we set our take profit to almost $15 and let go, it'll bring up this confirmation, and just hit OK. So as you can see now I have a take profit set at $15. Take profit set at $15, and I have a stop loss set at $8.26 approximately. So this is how you set a stop loss and a take profit. So I want you to remember this point, and I want you to practice this. I want you to practice opening a trade, putting in the size here, the volume, the size of the trade. Make sure this is market execution, and hit buy or hit sell. And then I want you to practice setting a stop loss and setting a take profit. And now if you say you go to sleep or you go out for the day, you don't have to worry about whether you're wrong about the trade, because if you're wrong and you don't have a stop loss, there could be some news release and you could be all of a sudden, you could be negative $100, negative $200, and you might not have enough in your account, and it'll just close your trade and you'll have $0 left in your account. So you must always set a stop loss and a take profit. And I'm going to show you in the next tutorials on how to analyze the charts and how to pick targets. Essentially, I'm going to show you how to analyze the charts and say, yes, I want to buy here, or I want to sell here, and where my stop loss should be and where my take profit is. So I'm going to teach you that in the next modules. But for now, I just want you to practice making sure you're logged into your account. If you're not logged in, you can go to File and go log into Trade Account. And from the email in the previous tutorials, you should have your login and your password. Make sure it says Hugo's Way Demo 3. Log in, hit login. You should see some numbers here on the bottom right, and you should have account balance. So basically, I want you to make sure your chart looks how mine is set up right now, and then we'll show you a little bit more. I'm going to show you in the next module how we analyze on TradingView, and then how we come back and open and close trades just like I showed you today. So MetaTrader 4 is used for just opening and closing trades, setting a stop loss and take profit, and TradingView is used for price chart analysis. And I'll show you more on that in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.